Alright, so today we're going to Softmod an Xbox. At the moment the Xbox is rendered completely useless as the main dashboard is sort of missing. I won't go into detail about how that happened. You might want to check one of my other videos to find out about that if you really want to, but it's not very exciting. So what we have here is a computer running Windows XP Service Pack 3. We're actually running, there's the hardware over there, and there's the Xbox there. So they're next to each other. For this you're going to need a few files. You're going to need to know your kernel version. Mine is 5101. Yours will most likely be different. Hopefully your Xbox is still somewhat functioning, or you know what kernel version you were running. Otherwise you don't know what to select in the installer. So we're going to be using Endure 3.1, kindly provided by some of the folk on the Assembler Games forums. You know who you are, Hexagon. We're using Xbox HDM 1.9, an updated Endure script, and ISO Recorder version 2. So those are the main tools we need to create a bootable CD, which we then boot the PC to and attach the Xbox hard drive. And by doing that, Xbox HDM can create the hard drive for the Xbox. Perfect. So let's get started. First step is to install junk. So if you've already got these installed, just skip through. I already had that installed. There we go. Get rid of it. Extract Endure. So I'm using 3.1, you can use 3.0, there's no harm. So I've got an Xboxy looking logo, and get rid of your original. And of course Xbox HDM. You also need WinRAR or something installed to extract these. So you should end up with 3 files. So first step is to open Endure 3.1. Next, and let me have a look at what we've got here. So I leave the default selection on Endure Retail. I'm going to go ahead and tick. I'm just using the original hard drive. I believe you can use larger hard drives. I'll cover that in a later video. So Endure Basic, use NK Patcher 0.06. That's probably more so for larger hard drives, not the stock ones, but I'm going to tick it anyway. And the rest of that is all junk as far as I'm concerned. Kernel selection. This is where it pays to know what your kernel was. So mine was 5101, which you can find on the original Microsoft Xbox dashboard by going to System About and then waiting for it to scroll through. Do a Google, you'll find it. We want to add UDDAE and create an Xbox HDM installer. Now next step is to select, well, what am I clicking? Your Xbox HDM folder that you extracted, and then into the Linux folder, and then hit OK, install. It'll do a bunch of things. And what this is doing is it's creating an ISO for us to burn to a CD. You can burn it to a DVD if you want. Fits on a CD though, so that works. CDs burn quicker, don't need to finalize as much. And we're done. Next and finish. Endure is gone. Into the Xbox HDM folder, which has an Xbox HDM folder inside it. Get rid of that one, don't need that many folders. And we're heading to Linux, and then Endure. Now there's already a endure.html file in there. You can rename that so it's just called Endure with no extension using Alt-Enter. Can you? No, you can't. Okay, you need to show extensions through type Tools, Folder Options, View, Add extension to known file types, detick that, and then just rename it to Endure. And that'll make it accessible and workable, but we're going to use this other one I picked up. See how that turns out. So that's in there. Wait, no, we didn't create the CD yet. We're creating the CD now. Just trying to get my steps right. So what we've done is we've just added this, which is basically the C drive for the Xbox and the E drive. Yeah, I've really got to pay more attention to what I'm saying. I'm trying to rush through this. So we want to go back to the Xbox HDM folder and make ISO win.bat. So what that does is it goes through and creates the ISO. That is creating the ISO. Then the next step is to burn. And there's our ISO right there, linux.iso, Linux, your choice. I think it's Linux, but I'll say Linux. Double click it, should open with CD recording wizard, image file. If your recorder doesn't show up, I found it didn't with another computer I used. Try a different program, try Power ISO or something like that. I found it was just more an incompatibility with, possibly with Windows 7 I was using for the other one. If you do use Windows 7, make sure you always right-click applications and run as administrator. Otherwise you will hit problems pretty quickly. So, simply hit next, if you're in XP. CD drive will make some noise. For who? Not the Venga boys, I'll tell you that much. So once this is burnt, what we're going to do is make sure the CD drive, which is ATA, parallel ATA, make sure it's set as slave, not master, because we want the Xbox hard drive to be the master for some reason. I know there's a reason, I just can't think of it. We'll also, as a safety net, we're also going to disconnect any internal hard drives, any flash drives that might be connected, just to prevent the chance of accidentally erasing, locking a random hard drive that we don't want to lock. So to do that, you'll need to go into your BIOS. It's pretty simple. There's guides on the internet. Of course, if you're doing this, chances are you're pretty savvy with computers. And then we'll perform the hot swap. If you're burning a DVD, it's going to take much longer than this, so invest in a thing of CDs. Now, another problem that I've been having with my particular Xbox is that the CD drive is failing, which is a bit annoying. The hard drive's probably not much further behind it. We did repair the power supply. The solder was making this incredible arcing noise when you plug it into power. Turns out the solder on the other side of the AC adapter, AC plug socket, had sort of snapped. So a bit of solder and it's good as new. Not surprising, really. And I did try putting this onto a USB flash drive, but came across problems which were a bit annoying. There is a version of Xbox HDM 2.2 out there that does go onto a flash drive, and I did have it, but I don't know where it went. So I'm going to use the CD method. So this should make the Xbox very nice. We're done, we're burnt. Shut down your PC. Actually, let's go fiddle with the BIOS. And we're here. So I've got a section for IDE configuration. So on compatible it uses SATA 1, SATA 3 and IDE 1. Currently my CD drive is set to master, so I'm going to need to change that. There should be a jumper on the back of your CD drive and usually instructions on the top of the CD drive telling you what exactly you need to set it to. So I'm going to do that and check back with you. And we're back, and as you can see right there, it is now set as the IDE 1 slave. And I probably should have disconnected the hard disk as well, so I'm going to do that right now. Some of you might recognize this computer as being the Hackintosh, which it is. Also runs Mac OS 10.4 as a side project. So that's all set. Hard drives, I've just disconnected the data cables. So that's enough. Now you'll want to make sure that your IDE cable can physically reach the Xbox hard drive. Thankfully, Microsoft were kind enough to put quite a long power cable on this, so it can reach wherever it needs to. Alright, so we're at the screen for booting. And we're going to go ahead now and unlock the hard drive for that using a hot swap method. So I'm going to hook it up and let's have a look. Well, it seems the key to hot swapping is all in the timing. We need to do it while we're at the Linuxy screen, where I unfortunately lose keyboard control. Although I think I have a workaround for that. Use a PS2 keyboard instead of a USB keyboard. This is the screen we're focusing on here. This is the one we need. When it's at this screen, you hot swap the hard drive. And then hit 1. Ah, it would seem my PS2 keyboard is significantly shorter than my USB keyboard. That sucks. Keyboard's in the front. So we'll want to go back to the Xbox and try swapping again. Really wish I had a longer cable. So boot up your PC before you touch your Xbox. Get your USB keyboard out of the way. Get ready to find the... Oh god, gotta switch sources. Source. It sounds like it's been to the CD, and hit pause. Hopefully that will hold. Quickly switch back to AV. Turn on your Xbox. Got to find out what that CD drive's doing. Ah! Why does it attach so well? I wonder what error 16 is. I probably should look it up. I'm sure it would be exciting. Hopefully that's good enough. Connect it in. Switch back to PC. Hopefully it hasn't started booting yet. Yay. There we go, we're unpaused. We're booting to number 1. Take 73. Please be unlocked. Okie dokie. X browser. No Xbox partition table, so we'll go with Xbox HD. Following drives were found on primary master. Door is not locked. I don't understand. Any key does not abort. Okay, this is working well so far.